Hi Virgo, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erica. Welcome to the channel. So glad that you found me. This is your April 2017 Astrology, Tarot, and Oracle card forecast, where I intend on pulling 4 tarot cards for you and an oracle card from each of the boxes that I have displayed here in the shot. Pardon me. I'm going to pull a card from the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck, a card from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, and a card from the Crystal Mandala Oracle deck. Sorry, Virgo. So, if I were you, I would grab a calendar and a pen, and then I would set a spell so we could talk about your stars. The first thing that I want to mention is that we will be experiencing a pretty critical time in communication surrounding the themes of love and money, because Venus and Mercury will be retrograde. Venus is the planet that represents love, money, beauty, harmony, and resources. And Mercury represents thought, movement, and communication. So the period of time between the 9th and the 15th of April would be pretty critical time for those areas of life. On the 2nd or 3rd of April, depending on where you live on the planet, we have Venus, the planet of love, beauty, harmony, money, and resources, tiptoeing back into Pisces. This is your 7th house. The 7th house is the house of your partnerships, relationships, and how you identify who you are as a human being through those interactions with other individuals. It's also the house of open enemies and counseling. If you can hear that engine in the background, I'm sorry. They've been working on and off on whatever it is for the last 3 days, and I delayed shooting my videos because I thought that it was going to be like just a couple of day thing, and it seems like somebody's just having fun working on engines. So if you can hear that, I'm sorry. If you can't, ignore my rambling. Now on the 6th or the 7th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we've got Saturn retrograding in Sagittarius. This is your 4th house. Saturn is the planet that represents limitation, containment, restriction, and it also deals with structure. And your 4th house is the house of home and family, or roots and foundations. Home is where you live and where you consider home to be. Family is who you share that home with. That could be your parent, your spouse, or your partner, your children, or your fur babies. This could also be your house guests, housemates, or roommates. Understand that Saturn has been squared by Neptune throughout all of 2016. That was really the reason why so many people's years sucked, is because of a lot of illusions being shattered because of the Saturn square Neptune. And that's just one way that it could have occurred. It could have dealt with flooding. It could have dealt with refugee crisis. Many different things are highlighted under the Saturn square Neptune influence. But that occurred all throughout last year. So you were probably having a lot of issues raised in the issue of home and family, or your roots and your foundations. That can be within your actual home or within you as an individual. Now, on the 9th or 10th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we will be experiencing Mercury going retrograde in Taurus. Mercury is a planet that represents thought, movement, and communication. Going backwards in your 9th house, it looks backwards from our perspective on Earth. It's not really backwards, but Mercury going retrograde in that 9th house is giving you an opportunity to reflect on or reassess things in the 9th house. That 9th house is your worldview expanded through study or travel. It is the house of your long-distance trips, adventures, and questing. It governs foreign people, foreign places, and foreign things. And it also covers the study of foreign languages, astrology, religion, philosophy, legal system matters, political system matters, anything higher education as well is covered. So with Mercury going retrograde in the 9th house, one of the things that I want to tell you, Virgo, is that if you've got a trip planned for April, a long distance trip, possible vacation, expect miscommunication, expect delays, give yourself some more time. It will not go by plan. I don't want to tell you to cancel it, but just understand that it's not going to be the way that you planned it. Now, on the 10th or the 11th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we will be experiencing a full moon at 21 degrees of Libra. This will be highlighting relationships, and some may be tested. And it could also be very much in the theme of seeing the light. In your second house. And the second house is the house of your money, your earning ability, your possessions, your self-esteem. I like to think of the second house as the house of mine. Anything that you could point to, classify, identify, or introduce as mine to another individual would fall under that second house. It's your values. It's the things that you want closest to you. You want to know where your money is down to the last dime. You want to know where your favorite outfit is. You want to know where your children, your fur babies, or your spouse, lover are. Those things that you love and care about that you want closest to you, that you like spending time with. Second house. Now on the 15th or 16th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we've got Venus going direct in that 7th house. Venus going direct is a good thing, but she has to finish clearing her post-retrograde shadows. So she has to move all the way through Pisces again and back into Aries and clear where she was during the retrograde motion. So there will be tying up of loose ends over this Venus retrograde situation that you've been given time to reflect on in that 7th house of your partnerships and your relationships and how you identify with others. It's also the house of your open enemies and counseling. So for some of you that have been doing the difficult work and going to counseling, you should be seeing some sort of benefit from that. And I hope that's the case for you. If not, keep going, keep doing the hard work, because it does benefit and pay off in the end. Now on the 19th or 20th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we've got the sun moving into Taurus, and this is your 9th house again, that long distance trips house, your worldview expanded through study or travel house, emphasizing shining more light, bringing more of your own will, your more of your own assertive life force energy in that 9th house. Could possibly be that you're dealing with an attraction to someone who may be from a foreign place or a foreign land. That would be interesting, Virgo. Let me know down in the comments below if I got that right for you or not. Now, on the 21st or 22nd of the month, we've got Mars moving into Gemini, which is your 10th house. The 10th house is the house that I like to think of through the lens of a William Shakespeare quote. He said, all the world is a stage, and I think of the 10th house as the stage that you approach the world on, and it's how the world knows you, through your career, your status, and your reputation, dealing with authority figures in your world, in your life, or in their field. Also, it is a destined house. Mars moving into that area could be an aggressive period, either dealing with your career, dealing with your status, or dealing with your reputation. You may be dealing with authority figures, and it may be more aggressive energy playing out in that area. Understand that if you aren't exercising and using the energy, it will use you. So just be careful and understand that you may be a little bit testy, especially in the area of authority figures in your world. I hope that it's more playing out in the area of aggressive growth in your career sector. That would be the best thing. I digress. On the 25th or 26th, we have a new moon in Taurus in your 9th house. Perfect time for you to plant a seed in that area of long-distance trips, adventures and questing, higher education, and lofty studies of the mind. Your worldview expanded through study or travel, so planting a seed either in study or long-distance travel within about 6 months would be a really good time for it to be harvested. So maybe not go on a trip right now. Maybe plan a trip and go 6 months from now. Would be better for you. So Virgo, that's what I see going on for you in the sky astrologically. What I'm going to do now is transition over to my tarot cards. I'm going to shuffle them a couple of times. And while I'm doing that, I want to let you know that I don't expect that every Virgo on the planet is going to benefit from this reading, because this is a general reading. I normally tailor my readings specifically to the individual's birth chart. So that's why my readings don't always resonate for every sign that sees them and every person under that sign that sees them. I do things a little bit differently, and that's all right. But anyways, if this reading does not resonate for you, then I encourage you to check your moon or your rising sign, where there will be more relevant information, hopefully, in those videos there. Because you are more than just a Virgo, darling. Once again, a reminder, that period of time where communication may be murky, foggy, the lines of communication may be muddied, will be between April 9th and April 15th. And during that period of time, we're also going to be experiencing a full moon in Libra, the sign that governs over the partnerships and relationships. Just to understand that we're all going to be dealing with very high emotions in some areas of life, dealing with those partnerships and relationships, the communication, dealing with our love and money. One other thing that I didn't mention, the full moon, where the full moon is occurring, is in Libra. The gas giant Jupiter is also there. So wherever Jupiter goes, he makes it bigger, be it for good or for bad. So see a lot of very almost explosive, for some of you, explosive, high emotions. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I do believe that knowledge is power, and I prefer to empower my viewers with the information as I see it. And not everybody appreciates that, and that's fine. For those of you who do, it's for you. I've already cut. What I'm going to do is pull the cards now. The bottom card in my reading will always represent the underlying theme or overarching energy. The top three are for clarity, and we can assign them time periods on the other side of this video after I've done the tarot math, etc. What I'm going to do now is shuffle the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck. I had several of my viewers reach out to me and ask me to bring back this deck in my readings, either through email or private message. So I'm going to do my best to accommodate by using them in at least one of the series that I do per month. I try to do 2 video series a month, one for like the full moon portion, the other for the new moon, just depending. And we're making that transition back from full moon to new moon to full moon. For my lovely Virgo viewers and friends, I'm going to cut the deck. That flame is just a dancing in that candle. I don't have my fan or anything on, and it's just a going around. There is your Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck card. What I'm going to do now is shuffle for you the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. This deck is by Elena Fairchild, and the artwork is by Autumn Sky Morrison. Alright, I'm going to cut the Sacred Rebels deck now for my Virgo viewers and friends. I have no idea what they are working on, but they are getting on my ever-loving nerves, y'all. Okay, and finally, from the Crystal Mandala Oracle deck by Elena Fairchild, the artwork is by Jane Marin. I don't know if it's people on speedboats acting a damn fool out on Lake Bistineau. I don't know what it is, but it's been every day for like the last 2 weeks. I just hope y'all can't hear it. And I just sound crazy for griping about something y'all can't hear about. I'm fine with that. And one last shuffle for my Virgo viewers and friends, and then I'm going to cut and pull for you. Okay. And there's your Crystal Mandala Oracle deck card. Okay, Virgo, what I'm going to do now is hit the pause button, flip these cards over, do the tarot math, and I'll be right back with your story. Hang tight, y'all. I'll be right back. Hi, Virgo. I'm back with your cards, so let's get started. The underlying theme or overarching energy for your spread this April 2017 is the Star card in reverse. This is the 17th card of the Major Arcana. 1 plus 7 is 8, and that speaks to the house of life, death, and rebirth. It's other people's money and sexuality. It is the house of transformation, regeneration, and rebirth. It's also a house of metamorphosis. I think of butterflies and the phoenix rising from the ashes when I think of the 8th house. That is the house of Scorpio. And it's the house of your instincts as well. Could be following your instincts. The Star card is representative of the zodiac sign Aquarius. Aquarius rules the 11th house. The 11th house is the house of the internet, but it's also your friends, groups, wishes, future dreams and goals, your bucket list. It's the memberships and teams that you associate with. This card deals with, on the upright, it represents honoring individuality and uniqueness. I also see it as a finding balance card. In the upright, it's read as an inspired card of inspiration or happiness. But in the reverse, I see this as either being bored or uninspired or unhappy or having a hard time finding or maintaining, achieving balance in one way or another. Could also be that your world has been turned upside down, and it could be involving something on the internet, something surrounding the internet, or something dealing with a possible Scorpio or Aquarius. I say Scorpio because of the 8th house reduction on the math, but I say Aquarius because of the card association. So that's what's going on for the underneath, for the overarching theme, underlying energy, however you choose to see it. The first card in the top 3 for clarity is the Knight of Cups. This is a card that you could look at as representative of the past. I definitely see this as dealing with, more often than not, if this is a message or a messenger, then it is definitely inspired by the Venus retrograde or the upcoming Mercury retrograde. It could be the Venus retrograde made you run into somebody that has been of value in your world at one point or another, somebody that you cared about. Another Mercury retrograde is going to allow you to continue these communications, possibly. If it's not you, then it may be somebody that you are involved with. It really just depends. The Knight of Cups I do see as a message or messenger, somebody of the water sign variety. That would be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. We've already mentioned Scorpio once. Venus is retrograding, tiptoeing back into Pisces at the very beginning of April, so this could be indicative of that as well because it is a water sign. Something that I find interesting is that I just got finished saying that this card, the Star card, represents Aquarius. The card that, or the sign that I feel mixes the best between water and air is actually Aquarius. And what's interesting is this message or messenger has wings on his feet and on his helmet. And I see that as an indicator of an air sign as well. So Virgo, you could be dealing with an Aquarius or a Scorpio. And this could be indicative of the Mercury retrograde and the Venus retrograde as well. If this is representative of an individual, then this is someone who is no older than 40 years old. I would say 30 to 40 years old, and that is being very generous on both sides. So, but they're emotionally intelligent. This is a message. If it's not a message of love, then it's a message of acknowledgement, emotional validation, or even like a gold star or attaboy, if you will. Regardless, it's something that is, it's treasured enough to where this is something that will mean something to you. It will be either spoken or delivered by internet. If it's through the internet, there may be more discussion about it than face-to-face per se, but it could be either or. The second card that I pulled for you is the Three of Cups in reverse. The 3 speaks to the Gemini-ruled house of communication, short-distance trips, siblings, cousins, and neighbors. Communication covers your communication devices, but it's also your message that you get out into the world. It's how people interpret you. It's how you interpret others. It's how you digest and consume information. It's also your communication devices, anything that you would use to get on Wi-Fi or to get your voice out into the world. It's also your commute. So like your daily commute, that would be the road or the path that you take, but also the vehicle that you use. Whenever I see this card, I think of people going out and having fun, socializing. I see this usually as like girls' night out, guys' night out, bridal shower, graduation party, prom, whatever. Celebration. In the reverse, though, it makes me, I'm thinking about the Mercury retrograde coming up, and the reason that I'm saying that is because Mercury is a communicative sign. Mercury likes being in the 3rd house. You aren't having any direct 3rd house energy, but it's definitely making me think about this retrograde. I feel like the Mercury retrograde, especially, that's going on in your 9th house. This may be, this could be highlighting how the communication, that crucial time in communication between love or dealing with love and money, it may come about because of drinking or because of non-sobriety or loss of sobriety. It may be a situation where you lose your head. However that applies. I feel like this is dealing with miscommunication, and I feel like the miscommunication is occurring because of, more often than not, drinking. If I'm being real with y'all. Whenever I see, I literally hear the LMFAO song, shot, 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 shots, in the back of my head when I see cards like this, where it's like you're going out and you're having a good time, and it's neon, and it's the bar, and it's drinks, and it's dancing, and it's all of that. But at the end of the night, after all of that fun has been had, there's usually a dose of drama that comes along with it. This is where that's that drama that I'm seeing when I see this card in reverse. It's that after club, the after party drama sort of thing is what I'm getting off of this vibe, honestly. And it could be like it starts out as a really good, it starts out as something that you wanted to be cultured, and you wanted to have a nice academic, intellectual, fallacy-free discussion or debate, and then wine gets mixed in, and then people's feelings and politics, and then name-calling and hashtag alternative facts, and it goes from being a great time to a not-so-great time, is really what I'm seeing. Now, the final card, which could represent the possible future, I would say no further than the end of the month. This is the Ace of Wands. In the upright, I see the Ace of Wands as the beginning or the spark of something new, or carrying a torch for someone. It could also be that you want to beat the hell out of somebody with it's like a caveman stick almost. Sometimes I see it that way as well. But in the reverse, it's almost like the flame has gone out, or the spark has gone, the fire's gone, something like that. You do have Venus retrograding in that 7th house. You could be looking at your relationship and feeling as though you need to put more effort into it. You may feel threatened in one way or another in your relationship, and wanting to make your partner feel more valued in one way or another. Because of that Venus going retrograde, it gives you a time and opportunity to reflect. If it's not dealing with your relationships or your partnerships, then it could be dealing with an open enemy. It could be that you're wanting to squash beef, or it could be that you're deciding that for whatever reason counseling isn't working, or that it's no longer beneficial to you. Because I mean, even looking at the hand gesture right here, it's like thumbs down, like wah wah. You know what I mean? And that really, it makes me feel bad. Could be a situation where you are honestly looking at your partnerships and your home relationship, and I feel like there's someone who is either in higher education or is of foreign birth, foreign lands, someone who has a really different perspective of the world as well, or even possibly just a Sagittarius playing out. Could be something in the mix here. And I say that because the wands represent fire signs. The fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And that fourth house is governed by Sagittarius as well for your chart, Virgo. This could be like the Saturn retrograde, emphasizing the need to reassess and reflect once again in those fourth house endeavors of home and family, or roots and foundations. And this can be anything from the structural integrity to your home, water lines, electrical lines, the studs, the foundations, to the foundation of your teeth, your bones, your tightly held philosophies and religious beliefs and opinions. All the way to your actual, the home that you share with your family. And that, what is it that they say? Oh, crud. I mean, obviously, home is where the heart is, but a house isn't a home without the heart, or something like that. And for some of you, I don't know why, but I see those green leaves as like feeling as though you're being shaken down for one reason or another. And that could probably feel especially true around the full moon because of the second house. You may be feeling like you're being shaken down in one way or another. Hopefully not over the money, but it may just be that you're being shaken up, or the emotions are rising and it's shaking you up and making you see the new reality of things. So, I did the tarot math for y'all. It ended up being 17 because... No, it ended up being 20. I'm sorry, because the star card is 17 and we had the 3 of cups. 17 plus 3 is 20. 2 plus 0 is 2. And that speaks to that second house where we will have the full moon on the 10th or 11th of the month, where relationships are going to be tested and you'll be seeing the light in areas of money, earning ability, self-esteem, your possessions, the house of mind, and this can be your relationships as well. But we also have Jupiter there in that second house. So like I said, probably some pretty high rising emotions. If not for you, then for possibly a Libra, because this is occurring in Libra. But yeah, the second house seems to be the overarching theme according to the numbers at play in the tarot math. Let me transition over to our oracle cards now. I pulled for you from the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck the Moss Agate card. This deals with stability, persistence, and grounding. It can help heal and amplify the vibrations of the heart and the root chakra. It reads, Moss Agate is the stone of nature's peace and abundance. It reminds you that there is always a silver lining to each cloud. There's always a silver lining to each cloud, y'all. This card has fallen for you as a reminder to be resilient in the pursuit of your higher purpose, and to embrace the grounding, calm, and stable energy of Mother Earth along the way. So meditate with Moss Agate to balance mood swings, instill patience, and build a better determination to handle life's challenges. The second card that I pulled for you is from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, and this is by Elena Fairchild. The artwork is by Autumn Sky Morrison, and it is the 21st card of this deck. It reads, Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats. And one of the first things I want to point out to you that I always see that I notice when I see this card is right here, extreme close-up, right here is a little hermit crab right next to her head. I want you to look up, Google the hermit crab spirit animal totem symbology after you watch this video. But one of the things that I think about immediately when I see the hermit crab is how they actually move and are in nature. Hermit crabs change their homes every so often because they outgrow them. It may be an indicator or a time for you to reassess or reflect on the need for movement in that fourth house of your actual home. It may be time for you to find a new structure or a new dwelling. That's one way that I'm reading this just straight off the cuff. Now, 2 + 1 is 3, and that speaks to that Gemini-ruled house of communication, short-distance trips, siblings, cousins, and neighbors. Again, maybe involving a Gemini somewhere, or it could just be involving the issues of communications or the need for the change in your neighborhood as well. This card, with the hermit crab here, I think of the crab. I think of Cancer the crab. Cancer rules the fourth house. And we've had Saturn transiting through that fourth house for you since late 2014. So I feel like there's been some key issues dealing with structure in home and family or roots and foundations. I feel like since late 2014, you've been dealing with, when I think of Saturn transiting through a house, I think of it as the building code inspector. And wherever Saturn goes, if it is not built to code, it will take it down. It will destroy it. It will demolish it so that it has to be built up to be stronger. So pay attention. It feels like, with this card, it indicates that now is the time for you to stop making mountains out of molehills, and you definitely can do that, Virgo. And with Mercury, your ruling planet, going retrograde, you're going to be withdrawing very much. You may not have a whole lot to say. You may be doing a lot more internal processing than normal. But it's time for you to stop making those mountains out of molehills. It's asking that you see the truth and speak the truth in love, because deep within you already know what you need and what you have to do and what is true. So let your heart lead the way and trust what you feel. Be sure of yourself and know that the universe will see that you will always end up exactly where you need to be when you need to be there. No matter what your surroundings are right now, no matter what the situation, the path, or the journey that you're facing, all is unfolding around you according to divine timing and divine planning for your highest good. The second card that I pulled for you is the 21st card of the Crystal Mandala Oracle deck. This deck is by Elena Fairchild, and the artwork is by Jane Marin. The 21st card is the Ascended Master Lady Nada and the Rhodochrosite gemstone crystal. This is a sensitivity card, and it is a Crystal Masters 333 energetic vibration message. Now, 2 + 1 is 3. Once again, I just noticed this. Both of these cards are the number 21. Mars is moving into Gemini on the 10th. So the 21st of the month may be very important to you. You may want to circle that date on the calendar and understand that communication may be pretty crazy for you that day. So yes, the Crystal Master Message 333 is basically the combination of divine feminine energy and divine masculine energy becoming one. This is essentially divine creation, and it is a strong energy for learning and for higher wisdom. This card indicates that the energetic world is very, very real, and it affects everyone, those who are aware of it and those who are unaware of it. We each still are impacted by its effects. The more aware of these effects that you are, the more that you can skillfully manage its impacts, while others around you who may be unaware are questioning those around them. Also, if you have recently lost a loved one, and this could be a person or an animal, if you've been asking for confirmation, consider this the acknowledgement from them that they are well, and that all is well, and that they are safely held in divine love. Well, Virgo, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, I thank you from the bottom of my very grateful heart. I'm going to be around for the full moon readings, but I have 6 more of these to do, so I've got to stop yapping here and get busy on the other ones. So with that, please know I'm sending you lots of love. Please take care of yourself. Please be kind to yourself and save some of that kindness for others, because we're all going through private battles in our world that some of us may never speak about to another living soul. I'll see you soon, but until then, once again, take care. Namaste. I love y'all, and bye.